Earlier this week, I conducted a workshop. There were about a dozen business owners and independent professionals there, and they all came to learn a strategy for doubling their monthly revenue between now and the end of the year, or in about a year's time. So how to get a more consistent flow of clients, how to generate more business from clients that they already have. And we touched on a variety of things. In fact, what the steps would be to accomplish that goal. But one thing I wanted to talk to you about today was a conversation that we had about the temptation to have a lot of different marketing strategies underway. So you may see a competitor of yours doing something that you're not doing, and you feel like, oh, geez, we have to do that too. Or we all get messages in our inbox about the latest social media platform that we have to get onto, or moving on to additional strategies. Geez, we have to do podcasting, we have to do all these variety of things. And that may be fine eventually, but what I see happen with a lot of businesses is they move on to additional strategies when the primary ones that they've been counting on aren't working as well as they could. That's the simplest and lowest hanging fruit to generating more business. So in this workshop, we talked about the concept of the 6 1s, the 6 things that you have to have in place for a given marketing strategy to be as effective as it could be. So that's what I'm going to share with you in this video. We're going to go through the 6 1s. So first of all, one target audience, right? So you may have a product or a service that can address a variety of kinds of either businesses or consumers, and it's tempting to try to get the message out to everyone. But for a strategy to work as well as it can, it really should be pinpointed on one particular target audience. So narrow that definition as well as you can, okay? Number 2, one product or service that you offer. So you probably, if you've paid attention to the blog or videos on this site, you know that we don't want to push a product. We're not there to force that into the marketing message. But it is helpful if you've got one of your products or services in mind as you go about putting together a marketing plan, okay? So number 3, one marketing strategy. So pulling from the Get Clients Now playbook, you may already know that there are 6 general buckets or categories of marketing ideas or strategies that you can draw from for a small business. So those are direct contact and follow-up, right? So contacts that you already have or that you can get and you're going to approach directly. Networking and referral building, this is probably the core of many small businesses, right? That's a strategy. Writing, so in the various ways that that could be, a blog, being a writer in a local paper. Speaking is, of course, a strategy that can be used. Events, so tabletop shows, trade shows, those kinds of things, or even events that you put together yourself. And finally, advertising. So for this exercise, I want you to think of just one of those 6 strategies that you would use, okay? Now, one compelling message. So we're down to, we got target audience that's as narrow as possible, one particular product or service that we have in mind as you're putting this plan together, one marketing strategy, right? You may do multiple things, but you're sticking within one strategy, sticking within writing or within speaking, for example. One compelling message. That may sound a little bit fuzzy, but the best way to think about that is defining a single problem or an issue that this target client has, this target audience, and crafting a message that's going to be poignant or relevant to a person that's suffering from that issue. So often in marketing we talk about our audience has a problem that they don't want, right? They have a problem that they don't want, or there's a result that they want and don't have. So the compelling message needs to touch on one of those 2 things. 5th, one engagement strategy, right? So think about this marketing message reaching the right person at the right time where they have the issue, they're reacting to that message. What's the next step that your marketing will present to them? What's the opportunity that will be given to them to engage, to take a next step? That could be as simple as a consultation. If you offer a product, maybe there's a way to offer a free sample. If you can teach them something, then maybe the engagement is for them to download an article, download an ebook, maybe view a video. Something that allows them to experience your company, experience your product or service, and get some results, get a little bit closer to solving the problem that they have. And finally, a single follow-up plan. So now we've narrowed the target down to somebody who's actually responding or engaging with your marketing in some way. how will you follow up with that person? Is there an email automation that you can use? Would you plan to make a courtesy call? Right? Would you have some additional materials that would be sent along to them that would complement the first thing that they opted into, for example? Okay, so on the path between where you are now and doubling your monthly revenue across the course of a year, this is one thing to concentrate on, to resist the urge to get lots of different things going and instead put the effort in to get one strategy working really well using the concept of the 6 1s. All right, best of luck.